I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Well, with number 5 missing, I'm going to have to go on and try and assemble some drawers. That means a whole lot of 30 and 31 and 14s and 16s sit up here. So I have a stack of 31s and a stack of 30s. Now I need a stack of 16s. So take a 16, set it on the table. Take a 14, slide the 16 into it. Then I take a 30, slide the dowels into position, slide this up like so that it enters the 30 and the 14. Then take the 31, line it up with the dowels on the 14. Now comes the fun part. Inserting the structural screw, BZ. Now I hope they've drilled these things deep enough to accept the full length of this screw. Because if they haven't, it will be difficult. Before I do this, I'm going to go down and get a hex key to fit the impact driver so that I don't have to crank it all in with this hand screw. Although, the first one, we'll try it with a hand screw just to see how it works. Insert the hex key, then crank it in. Seems to want to cross. These are kind of odd wood screws. They're wood screws with no point on them. This hex key could fit a little easier. Yeah, and it doesn't want to start in that hole down there. pain to assemble. I can see why it would take 4 hours to put this together. Not counting trying to find the number 5 and spending an hour chasing around on the internet and looking all over the place through the packaging for all the bits and pieces. I've spent about 2 hours on this so far. Now this goes into that groove there, and these two go into this hole. But before I do that, I have to insert these. See, they are C, part C. With this driver section out and the large opening pointed towards the end that has this hole in it. Start that there. Start that one there. Slide that together. Using a dead blow hammer, I can tap on the front of that drawer and not cause damage. If I tried doing that with a hammer, I'd be putting what they call hoof prints in the trade. Hammer marks. I don't know if I can drive that with this, but I'm going to try it. It appears to have been successful. Well, it's got the drawer locked together pretty well. It's a nice rigid piece. Now some people talked about gluing these, and I looked in the reviews and people said that they use glue on this, and I don't think I want to do glue. I don't think glue is going to really adhere well to this plastic coating on the wood, and I think it's just going to make an additional step that's going to create a mess and not add any additional strength to the operation. Now I'm going to set these in another room so I don't trip over them. Okay, I'm going to go down and see if I can get a hex key. And the idea is, I believe that this is supposed to make it easier to crank those screws in. Well, not every idea is a good one. Matter of fact, some of them are just plain bad. Imagine doing this Christmas Eve, because your package arrived late, like they almost always do. And you're wondering how you're going to get this done. Well, I can pretty much guarantee, unless you pull an all-nighter, you're not gonna. You're just not gonna. If I was gonna make a suggestion to improve this process, I would hire a handyman with a shop somewhere away from the house and let him install all the bits and pieces and then deliver it to you Christmas Eve. Now the other thing that really should happen is, since this is the kind of thing you don't want to surprise somebody with, you don't want to say, here's something you're going to deal with the rest of your life and hope you enjoy it because I spent a lot of money on it. You probably want to discuss this kind of thing with your wife or significant other or the young lady that you're giving this to. Any of those things all mean the same thing. Don't surprise somebody with one of these. Chances are, if they ask for it and they want it, they'll be happy with it. If you spring something on somebody, you want to make sure it's something that they really, really will like. Because you're going to invest a lot of time, effort, and money in this thing. It's $270 just to buy it. Then I put 4 hours into assembly. Handyman is probably going to charge you $100. If I was doing this, I wouldn't do it for less than $100. Even though I'm doing this for much less than $100, it's because I'm not paying myself. Time is the only commodity I have a nearly unlimited supply of right at the moment. Because I'm not doing this on Christmas Eve. hex pocket on these screws is not deep enough. Last drawer. Well, last big drawer. There's the center drawer. Which is wider and shallow. There. Last of the drawers. Now, like I said, still the center drawer. Well, I have 6 drawers assembled. I managed to get the mirror assembled and did all that in about 2 hours. So, life goes on from here. Gonna pick up the mess and make it so that the room can be used for a few minutes, and then I'll go to the other room and get this stuff. I'm going to put the bits and pieces in the office so that I don't have everything cluttered up in here, because this is a useful room. It's a room that gets used. So that's it for tonight. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. Oh, and yeah, the thing I said earlier about not laying everything out, looks like now you have to do that. With solder I never did. Oh well. Boahaus, not quite the same.
This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the U.S. or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC. Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.